As you can see, it was a terrifying Sunday for passengers on board this train just outside New York City when it came barreling off the tracks. You can see some of the train cars there just barely missing the river. Not everyone survived this crash. The injured rushed to New York hospitals, and take a look at this tonight. Video coming in, shot by a passenger from another train, one of the first to drive by the accident site. You can see the top of the cars there toppled on their side. Some of those train cars rolling over, windows smashing, passengers thrown from their seats. First responders rushing to the scene, searching for the survivors, some climbing out of the wreckage themselves. Emergency teams carrying some of the bodies out and quickly getting to the injured, some of them critical. They'd almost made it to where they were going, New York City's Grand Central Station, the train accident just outside Manhattan. And that's where we begin with ABC's Gio Benitez on the scene for us tonight.
Tonight, as the mangled commuter train sits just feet from the river, the search for clues is on. What caused this morning's dramatic derailment that killed 4 and injured more than 60 others? That video from a passing train showing those cars on their sides.
By the time I looked up, it was completely going off its track, and there was just like the rubble from under the tracks like flying like at my face.
The survivors say many passengers were asleep when the crash happened, like Ryan Kelly, who fractured his hand.
It was the speed of the car when I kind of woke up and felt it tilting a little bit. And by the time I realized what was going on, everyone was getting thrown around.
And everyone around you, I mean, were they okay?
Everyone in my car was all right, except for one woman who was pinned between 2 seats.
It was 5:54 a.m. The Metro North Express train left Poughkeepsie for New York's Grand Central Terminal. At 7:20 a.m., traveling southbound, the train approached a large curve, and that's when it derailed.
Train's pretty beat up. The train flipped to some degree. Some of them righted themselves after they flipped, but there was substantial damage inside.
Passengers described the train as speeding at the curve, though we don't yet know if it was going faster than usual.
Our mission is to understand not just what happened, but why it happened, with the intent of preventing it from happening again.
Multiple reports suggest the train operator tried to apply the brakes, but that they did not work. Officials have not confirmed that. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo touring the scene of the crash, tweeting this photo.
I want to thank all the first responders who have been heroic all day long.
Police Commissioner Ray Kelly right there too, as all those people were rushed to the hospital. For people who use the train every day, what do you say to them?
The systems are safe, just based on sheer volume. Sometimes accidents happen, but in terms of the specific cause here, that's going to have to be determined by a full investigation.
So many passengers who ride those rails looking for reassurance. Gio back with us live now, and federal investigators still at the scene?
That's right, David. You can actually see them down there right now searching for clues. You can bet they're going to be there all night long. And by the way, David, overnight, cranes will be moving in to start clearing that wreckage.
Bringing in those large cranes. Gio Benitez leading us off. Gio, thank you. And neighbors describing the crunching metal, the screeching when the train went off the tracks. Here's just some of what we heard today.
It woke me up. I heard it from on the top of the hill, and I come down here. It's devastating. I just heard like a screeching noise, you know, like a subway car, you know, like that. And then within seconds, the ambulance started, and the fire truck started coming past my window, and I knew something big happened.
A big boom. It woke me. So, but this is a bad curve, definitely.
There are people lying down on the ground dead. They just came home from just being at the family for their Thanksgiving, and now they're just dead. And it's just so sad. It's just so sad.
Just some of what they saw and heard outside New York City this Sunday. Much more on GMA in the morning.